Hey, what's on guys, my name is Brad, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Duel Links video. Today we have the upcoming updates for May and June. I was going to do a video this weekend covering the quote-unquote state of Duel Links, which you've seen Anime Impact do, you've seen DK do, Guns Blazing's one as well. And I was waiting for this, because this would kind of inform me as to what their plan is, because we knew we were going to be getting another KC Cup World Championship qualifier event, and we've seen in the past that in those months when we get that, everything else kind of is very lackluster, and I think this update is very telling of that. So let's go through, let's see what we've got. So in early May, we're getting a certain duelist making a return. Elegant Mai will appear in Duel World, we knew about that. That's going to be really cool because we haven't had her in a very long time. Now, of course, I'd prefer if there was like a different super duelist, like we had Super Joey and we had Super Chaz or whatever it's called. I would prefer if it was someone maybe like Kaiba or Alexis or Jaden, or just someone that wasn't Mai, but Mai could give us some cool Amazons and Harpy support, so that could really help those two decks that, I mean, Harpies haven't seen support in a very long time, so if the upcoming level cap update doesn't help them, then you can probably assume that Harpies are going to be the thing that we're going to be getting more of with her event. Then in early May, again, obtain a legendary duelist. An all new duelathon is coming. Fill up your duel meets to unlock a new character. I'm ready to take on the world. We all think, or I think at least, this is going to be Cyrus. He seems that kind of character to kind of be demoted to a duelathon. Of course, we had Bones as unlockable from a duelathon before. He's just... his cards aren't great, which, doesn't then require Konami to kind of hype him up and to kind of support his character, whereas like someone with Zane, people think this is Zane, but it can't be Zane because Zane's later on for a roaming event. They've never done a roaming event after an unlock event, to my knowledge. Maybe for Bakura they did, but I can't remember. That must have been like way last year if they did that. But Cyrus is a cool character to add in for free, and for a duelathon, I did like the Bones duelathon event. Definitely was one of the better ones. Of course, the Chaz Princeton one was the best duelathon we've had in a while. Hopefully we get more of them soon. Moving on to the mid-May event exclusive legendary duelist coming to the gate, Arcana. People are asking whether we're going to get Arcana from this Battle Sea event that's coming tomorrow. We aren't. He's coming to the gate in mid-May, which I guess is cool. I do still need a third Dark Eradicator Warlock, I believe it is, which of course I could go and farm now because he's currently here with Marek, but it's cool for new players. That's exactly what this is for. This is for new players, for people that missed the event, so that's cool, and usually that doesn't take away from us getting a new duelist. Speaking of that, in mid-May, obtain a legendary duelist. Jesse Anderson is back again. Look for new reward cards that have been added. So this one to me is the biggest disappointment, because we got Jesse like last month, I think, as an unlockable. Or was it earlier this month? I can't remember. He's a cool character, but like everyone that's played in the past month has him. So it really makes no sense. The only thing I can think of for this being like the case is if he was planned to give us Over the Rainbow and Crystal Conclave as part of his original reward set, but they couldn't do that because the TCG hadn't seen those cards yet. They had only been available in Japan, and like next weekend I believe Flames of Destruction comes in the TCG and those cards get imported in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if those two cards, Crystal Conclave is a trap and Over the Rainbow is a spell for Rainbow Dragon, if those two cards were part of his reward set. Of course we could potentially get them with the level cap update. We could also see things like Rainbow Bridge, Crystal Bonds, and Rainbow Overdragon, which would both be, or would all be some very nice support for Crystal Beasts and definitely make the deck a little bit better. It's still not going to be anything like competitive, but it'll be a lot more fun to play than the builds you have now. Then in late May, probably the biggest thing for May in my opinion, Tristan Taylor will be coming to Duel Links. The man you've all been waiting for. Tristan Taylor is here. Duel him and win to obtain the reward cards. It's going to be a roaming event, which is kind of a shame, but it's his first time coming around. It makes a lot of sense. Of course, if you kind of switch those two around and had Jesse be a roaming event and Tristan being an unlock, that'd be cool for the veteran players that had been with the game since forever, because that's, I think, what the main issue with Duel Links is for a lot of people. Like, or the people that don't play PvP, because I don't play PvP too much. I'm more of the PvE kind of guy. I'll play the events, I'll play PvP to get my reward cards, but apart from that, PvE is kind of where I sit. And having, you know, one new Legendary Duelist unlock that month is kind of a shame, especially when recently, for the unlock events, they've been kind of just giving us like 1 or 2 new cards from the roaming event. Like with Marek, his last, you know, he gave us what, 2 new SRs and they weren't great at all. And hopefully Cyrus doesn't give the same drops as he did last time. He probably will, which means farming him is going to be a bit of a pain. But nothing we can really do. Tristan Taylor is going to be really cool when it comes to Duel Links. Then also in late May, the Duel Links World Championship has begun. Hopefully this means a ton of more gems, because that's all these events are good for the majority of people, is for the gems, which is why they're really good and why ranked PvP needs to kind of emulate this system of being able to give out constant rewards to players. Also, something we were meant to get in a while ago, PvP tag duels. I know we're going to talk about tag duels in a minute, but those were meant to come like February. Those haven't come. Where the hell are those? Special duels, they could bring special duels back and add some new rule sets, had, you know, special skills, because if you remember with the Exodia skill, there was a whole King of Games ladder and you could get gems by ranking up in that. Like, for people saying there's a multiplayer drought, they could do so much to add in just some random multiplayer events that just take the competitiveness away, but also kind of bring it back in a different weird form. And that should, and probably will, like, resolve some of the fatigue people are having with Duel Links right now, because the saying goes, is Duel Links a dead game? People are saying yes, people are saying it's dying. It's not, it's still very healthy, but I think it's getting stale for a lot of veterans, and I think that's the main issue here, is that veterans are kind of, they have to bring in new content for players, for new players, they have to do it, but the veteran players aren't feeling like they're getting enough. Like, we get an unlock event, I said, we get 2 new cards. 2. That's ridiculously little, and then the event tops out at like 3 million, and us veteran players can do that in a day, and then the event is pretty much over for us. So I can see why people are kind of getting a bit sick of it. Early June, this is all the cool stuff actually. Early June is kind of insane if all of this is, you know, within like the same week and a half, because this is the pace I'd kind of expect for a normal month. Early June, Duelathon event, that's, you know, fine, more gems, an exclusive card, that's really cool. Zane Truesdale will appear in Duel World, so the duelist coming beginning of May can't be Zane, it's probably going to be Cyrus, but Zane coming back is really nice. Unfortunately not unlockable, however, we're still probably not going to get Cyber Dragon, or if we do, we'll get like 1, then I don't think they'll do that. We might get some Cyber Dark stuff, which would be really interesting, or we'll just get some of the other forms of Cyber Dragon. But Zane coming back is really interesting because we haven't seen him in a very long time. And finally, in early June, the Tag Duel tournament is coming back. Earn tag coins to draw from the lottery. This time you can duel with GX characters. That's really interesting because, of course, we didn't get that in the first place. That would have been nice. If it's only GX characters, then that's going to severely limit how much they can do, unless they're putting in Zane and Cyrus and Jesse and Crowler. If they're putting all of those in the Tag Duel event, like even ones we haven't unlocked yet, that's going to be really, really cool. Again, Tag Duel event was kind of like the best gem farming event, and if they kind of nerf that rate, then the event kind of goes down in people's perception, but definitely one of my favourite events is coming back, and of course we have improvements to the Vagabond and other updates and events and campaigns. Just, you know, bring back the selection campaign where you could choose your gift for like over the period of a week or 10 days. Bring that back. Bring back, increase the XP thing, you know, make it 2 times XP bonus, especially with the level up rewards coming soon. We're going to assume that's going to be quite a big jump from 40 to 45. Then we're going to need some help with that, so bring that back. A lot of cool things, a lot of disappointing things as well if you're a veteran player. If you're a new player, this is all great. But if you're a veteran and, you know, you've kind of gotten stale of the standard Duel Links event format, May isn't going to be very good for you for this game. And I think they do need to improve on the event styles. Like the Duelathon events for the unlocking characters, that's a nice new change that they did with Bones, and we're bringing that back, so that's going to be cool to see that again. But all the other unlock events, like obtaining Jesse, I wish they'd like spice it up a bit, make it a bit more longer, make it a bit more worthwhile for people to spend more time in the event, rather than just you can farm Jesse and potentially get 5 gems to drop and potentially get some SR cards that you probably won't get because the game's RNG is bullshit. But regardless, they do need to kind of bring in some new events, and I hope after the KC Cup is over, after the World Championship qualifier is over, they can kind of begin to focus again on the the fun side of the game and not the competitive side. And hopefully we don't get a box that comes out next week or whatever that's going to completely destroy that World Championship. Because if we get a box similar to the one we just got, the main box, Valiant Souls I think it was, if we get a similar box to that, then the World Championship qualifiers is going to suck. And you probably would have seen DK and Guns' videos on that. I won't go into any further. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on these updates in the comment section down below. And I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.